Yeah, that would be intuition functioning. That's what I teach all over the world. You know, I'm teaching this to people that are playing guitar, people that are playing polo, people that are playing football, people that are playing tennis. I use it myself for tennis. I can anticipate. This is called anticipation. And now I'm giving lessons like to sessions to Malaysia, Mexico, Spain, Canada, Australia. I mean, people all over the world wants to know that what is this that is happening? How can I use it? How can I start taking advantage of this, like you said, like ability that comes with every organism, that it comes like a native language. I want to learn it. I want to use it to take shortcuts in life. And then when you are doing that, you start being aware of your potential, of your talents, of your abilities. And then you don't want to live anymore. You don't want to live more like you used to live before. You just want to have this kind of magic in your life and be able to have this expansion feeling, because that is something you feel as well. Like, this is so fantastic. This is a new way of living my life, you know, like much lighter, doing what I love. And when you do what you love, your frequency goes up. And then there is this theory also in the unfolding of time theory, that in a vacuum point, energy comes to you. Stephen Hawking was always also talking about that. So if I'm in a point of not thinking, the energy will, like in the tornado, in a hurricane, will accommodate itself around. And then my possibility of doing what I love will come to me. And somebody will pay for whatever I need to pay that I cannot pay, or something will happen that I will be able to do what I need to do to be expanding my potential. And I don't have to do this willpower thing or use a lot of energy, because by physical law, energy will come to me if I empty my mind with all this very slow way of perceiving through thoughts.
Yeah.
And I saw it happening once again. I just was giving this session to a woman in Spain, and she was saying, Mali, I thought I could only apply as an administrative in Spain because of the pandemic, and because I thought that biology, I would never be able to work uh, in my profession like a biologist again, because I didn't do it for so many years. And after I did this course, I started like living on my thoughts and beliefs, and that it was not possible. And then they called me from the municipality. I don't know how to say it in English.
Yeah.
And then they said that I had a job like as a biologist. So because I didn't even apply to that position before, but now I decided I was going to take the risk. And she was so happy. And then they're going to move her from Sevilla to somewhere else. So she couldn't believe it, how fast in 40 days. That's what the unconscious takes to be checking all these possibilities we have in our memory, and bring us the best ones, synchronized to do our better potential. So I see it every day. I see how people are improving what they love to do, like sports, or playing guitar, or I mean playing tennis, or like giving an exam, like sitting for an exam. Like suddenly they will just take in exam the question they just study some part of the information, and that is what they ask in the exam. They are like surprised. So yeah, if we start learning how this perception works, how we can learn to perceive that way via intuition, we are going to be very much aligned to be able to catch up with all this transformation and digital time that is awakening now. Now we kind of have this analogic body and this digital parable antenna. And this is a way of waking up our digital aspect of our being.
Yeah. It resonates the word that Mario said, courage, because we need to have the courage to accept this new information that is making us feel different and better, and not being like clinging on old habits and beliefs because that make me feel safe. No, one of the things we need more to change is courage. And I got like a few pictures with the word courage since I probably 4 years ago. And it's funny, Mario, that when I met you at the Brian Weiss workshop in Omega, that such a wonderful place. It carries you to a different place with different energy, so it's much easier to get like more information and everything if you are receptive. Also, a wonderful place. And the first thing I felt in the first regression that he did, it was just one word. Nothing else happened. I didn't see anything. I didn't feel. Just one word came to my mind, and that word was courage. And when I got it, it was like, I don't know what to do with this word. I don't know what it means. I don't know what should I be having courage for. But then again, like 3 or 4 years later, it's like it's the main thing that I have to have like in my conscious. Be courageous, because you can know all the stuff, you could practice it. But if what I feel that my mission has to do primarily with communicating all the things that I could be able that I was able to understand, the thing is to be courageous, not to and to be courageous also at the same time that I'm being respectful for other people's ideas and other ways of being. So that's also, I have to be courageous to not wanting to drown people with my new view of life, because I don't need to I won't I don't want to convince people of things. I just want them to listen. And it's like the same thing we all should be doing, just listening, and then passing that through our feelings and our rationale, and then say, okay, I think I'm gonna adopt this, I'm gonna stop doing this. But then you always have to have courage to make the first step. And if you don't have that courage to make something happen, you will never start believing in the power that we all have. Because in our ego, if it doesn't see something at least manifesting with this new functioning that I'm having, it will drop it. It was like, okay, I tried, but I'm just gonna go back to the old ways because they worked at some point. So it's not, you have to have the courage to go the extra
Mile.
mile, just a little bit more. And because if you feel it's right, it's gonna be right. Then I have to have the courage to be introducing myself to the world, to put my face, to do like, I cannot tell you how much time I've been to being able to be in front of a camera. Because our generation, generation X and everything, we were used to escaping. When somebody wanted to take a picture, say, you're taking a picture? No, 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 don't take me. No, no, no. And now everybody is like, walking and talking to the camera all the time. And we needed to get used to that. And the first time I got my mouth dry. It was like, oh, I need more water. I need more water. It's why I am anxious, because I've never done this. Okay, courage. We need to do this because I feel
to
that I have
be
to do this.
to be vulnerable,
Yeah, nobody likes that, but we
no, to
need
be
to
affected.
feel it, to then decide to go to a place where I can be vulnerable and strong at the same time. I think that the strongest people and the people that could manifest the most things in their life is because they faced and showed their vulnerabilities. I'm not saying I'm strong, I don't have vulnerability. We all have them. We just have to face them, and we just have to start turning around some things to be less and less vulnerable for not get attacked by dark energies or anything. And so every time I face my vulnerability, I become stronger just by doing that, just by looking at them.
I want to ask you a question, both of you, because you were taking this course and you are working on this. How can you do to let let go the past? I mean, to let the past go. Like, what is this way you use in regression and hypnosis to be able to? Because that's what I work with. unfolding of time theory, how to let the past go, to be able to get new, so to take all these kind of blocks, energetic blocks. And so how do you work in this memory that you have in past lives or in the past, to be able to be more integrated in the present and to receive new futures, new possibilities?
Do you want to answer that, Mario?
I think there are two elements there. In the pre-hypnosis state, when the client tells you about the issues, and make them aware about those elements that are there. Those are blocks that happened a few hours ago. Why are you still talking about it if it was the past? The other element is, how do past life issues or traumas in this life are reflected in a past life? Well, primarily when you find the issue that is causing you discourage or whatever in this life, you find it in a past life, if that is to come up. And in that case, you make that person become aware of reliving it, understanding that certain situations occur for a reason, and it's up to them to understand them, to learn from them, and to realize that those situations are only moments of what a full life is. And that's why they always come back and say, life is but a hiccup. One moment you're alive and the other moment you're gone. So
Very impressive.
moments of the past, you have to actually not criticize or judge them. That's the word. Do not judge what has happened to you or to others, but realize, rather learn from it, because we're in here for learning. That's why we go to school. And that's why we day to day observe our surroundings and realize how we have to adapt. And that's the key issue. A tree, if you look at a tree, the tree's not going to say, there was a hurricane 2 years ago, I think I better pack up my things and go.
Yeah.
No, a tree, the only thing what a tree does is he puts his roots further down and becomes stronger. So he doesn't tip over, and he lets the leaves be taken away by the wind. And that's, I think, a good example. If people have really issues that they keep them dragging them from moving forward, make them realize that those issues, those thoughts, that energy are leaves hanging on a tree, and that right now they should basically, if I can, close their eyes and imagine that those thoughts are leaves and that they're flying out of their head. I mean, we all have those issues. We all have those elements. Sometimes we need a kick in the behind to realize that we can do it. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
It's not difficult, but it takes time. And that's something which we have to work on every day, step by step. Just as we come to realize that to reach a certain age, it has taken every day and every night to move forward, to learn, to grow, to have different elements of life. When you're a child, a toddler, you learn certain things, then you're in primary school, and then you're a teenager, and then you want to grow up and go to further studies, or you want to marry, you want to have children, or you don't want to have children. All those are different elements of your free will. But in that growing up process, you have good and bad experiences. And obviously the memory chooses to keep the positive ones, but the negative ones as well are possibly even more so important to learn from them. Not so much to judge them and to think that they're a burden, they're rather a lesson. And if those people don't understand that those bad experiences are a lesson, then they haven't learned it.